everybody, and welcome to Sports Now. And we've got a couple of very big guests here. Wild General Manager Bill Guerin, and you have brought a special guest. That is Lando.
This is Lando.
Okay.
Yeah, he's he didn't want to be left alone. We're kind of batching it this week, and it's too hot to do anything else, so I brought him along. Thanks for letting him in.
Oh, I think Lando could go where he wants.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm going to tell Lando what not to do.
He calls a lot of his own shots, that's for sure.
All right, how did you acquire a beast like that?
You know what? We've always had Bernese Mountain Dogs, and there was one time I randomly saw this breed. He's a Bernese Mountain Dog, Great Pyrenees mix, and we just fell in love with the breed. And you know, he's born on May the 4th, so Star Wars Day. My son and I are huge Star Wars guys, so we went with Lando, a Star Wars name. So yeah, and he's maybe the most spoiled dog in the world. And we love him. He's a good guy.
I can tell. Very well mannered. Just hangs out and just enjoys the set. I like it. All right. Obviously, this is a very big couple of weeks for you and the Minnesota Wild. You get rid of the buyouts. That's no longer part of your salary cap. So you now have extra cash. And there is one player that seems to perhaps like a bunch of that cash, and that would be Kirill Kaprizov. How big a priority is it to get him signed to an extension?
Well, I mean, he's priority number one. You know, we do have time. He does have another year left on his contract, but you know, I've been pretty open with it that we don't really want to waste time. We want Kirill here for you know, the remainder of his career. You know, and that's just where we are. We've had some talks, but nothing crazy. And we'll, you know, his agent and I will get together again sometime soon. You know, we can't re-sign him until July 1 anyway, so there's really no rush. But I'm still confident. I know Kirill likes playing in Minnesota. I know he loves his teammates and feels we can win. So there's no reason we can't get a deal done.
Does it need to be done to help you navigate the free agent waters, knowing that you have a set figure for him and then you can move forward?
Not really, because, you know, we budget in different things. And to be honest with you, we're going to build our team the way we see fit. And, you know, if we have to adjust it, you know, according to Kirill's contract, then we'll do it. And, you know, but I think we'll get something fair, something that's player-friendly and team-friendly. And, you know, those are the best deals. But, you know, we're going to build out our team, you know, like the best we can and give us the best chance to win.
All right. It seems like every time the media talks to you, it's all about trading Marco Rossi. They feel that that's your greatest asset to move at this point. But he's coming off his best year, 60-point season. Where do you see Marco right now in your plans? If you were able to get a deal that you liked with him, would he be a piece that you would say, yeah, I want to keep him here? Or is he too valuable on the trade market, and so you'd not want to give him up, but it's a chip that you may have to use?
Well, here's the thing. We're not in a rebuild, so we don't want things that are going to help us 5 and 6 years down the line. We want to win now. We want to compete now, and Marco helps us do that. Marco's a really good player. He's coming off a great year. He's young. He's a center. There's a lot of value to what he brings, and the narrative out there is that, you know, we're dying to trade him, we're dying to move him. That's not the case at all.
That's what I said.
I like Marco. He's a good hockey player. But, you know, just like every other hockey player, you like them in a certain price range. And, you know, we have our you know, our structure, and it's got to fit within that. But Marco's a heck of a hockey player, and he helps us each and every night. And, you know, I'm in no rush to do anything with him.
What was your conversation with him after the playoffs? The media made a big deal of him being put on maybe a diminished role in the series. Is there something to it? Was there a conversation that had to be had with you and John with him?
No, I didn't talk to him. There was not. I didn't talk to any of the players because I don't get much out of a 15-minute meeting after 82 plus games when they just went out for their team party and they're probably hungover, and I just don't get out a lot out of that. So I wait, and I like to have more constructive meetings. But you know, the thing that you said is the media puts that out there. Nobody really has any idea what we're doing and what we're saying except for us. The fact of the matter is Marco played in the top 6 role all year. For a couple games in the playoffs, he played with Brazeau and Trennan, and they were really effective. He scored a couple goals. He played great. That's it. We're just trying to win games in the playoffs. So, you know, if feelings are hurt about that, then I can't do anything about that. We're just trying to win.
All right. Free agency is around the corner, but we see day by day potential targets disappearing, re-signing with the clubs they were with already. So does this perhaps make it better for you to make trades at this point to get you the assets you'd want? And you've said it at your last meeting with the media at the end of the year, center is something that you feel the team needs to strengthen.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely an area we need to strengthen, give support to our current guys. You know, it's not as easy as just going out and, you know, plucking guys off the free agent tree. There's a lot to it. It could be done, you know, through free agency. It could be done through trade. We're open to anything. All my peers know that. We're game. We're back in it. You know, the past 4 years have been tough. It's been a real learning lesson. We've operated in a certain way that I like, and we're going to continue to do that and try to avoid bad contracts and things that we regret. But you know, we're in the game. Like, there are in-season trades. There is the trade deadline, and we can be involved in those on a bigger scale now.
So what you're saying is Wild fans should not perhaps expect an explosion where you just spend all the money that you got from relief from Parisi and Suter on day one when free agency opens July 1st at 11 a.m.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that we will. I can't say that we won't. So I guess hold on to your hats. We'll see what happens. But the one thing is that I feel we've built something really good till now. And the last thing I want to do is kind of blow that up and make mistakes. I will make mistakes, but I just want to limit to how costly they are. And I mean, every general manager in every sport makes mistakes, you know, when you look back. But I just, you know what, I just want to be smart about it and not just go crazy on day one and make mistakes that hurt our team, our organization, and our future.
But like I said, this could be a process, right? Because of that money, you could stash some and acquire contracts during the season, where before you were right up the cap in Iowa, and you had to send people back on a Tuesday because you needed that extra money.
Yeah, exactly. This just enables us to, like I said, be bigger players along the way. It's not just for, you know, July 1 free agent day. It's moving forward, because as we get into the season, end of October through Thanksgiving, teams start falling off. They start realizing that they might not be making the playoffs. Then they start getting into sell mode and getting ready for the deadline. So we can be more active or do things on a larger scale than we have been the last 4 years.
All right. How about your goaltending situation? Philip Gustafson, last season, your top goaltender, but Marc-Andre Fleury said he's done, although he played in the World Championships. Who knows? Maybe you and him will have some conversations. But how comfortable are you having the Gus Bus as your #1 stopper?
Oh, extremely confident. I mean, he is a #1 goalie. And, you know, I think he's proved it 2 out of the last 3 seasons. He's been elite for us. And, you know, over the last couple of years, I think he's learned a lot. He's learned a lot from Flower. He's gotten more experience and, you know, learned a lot on his own. Freddie Shabbat's a great goalie coach who's really helped him grow. I have a ton of confidence in him, and I have a ton of confidence in Jesper Wallstedt, who's coming in as well. So I think we're in a good spot.
Will you be looking for a goaltender, or do you feel you have enough on the shelf right now?
Well, you know, organizationally, you need depth. So we'll be looking for some depth goaltending, but those are the two guys right now.
All right, we're going to take a break here. Lando, you think he'll be fine for another segment?
I think he's good.
He looks.
He'll let me know. He'll drag me through the door.
He'll know when the interview is done. All right, we'll take a quick break. Come right back. Lando and Bill Guerin here on Sports Now. Welcome back to Sports Now. Lando seems to be fine with the conversation.
Yeah,
doesn't seem like he's too concerned.
He didn't mind your questions. You'll know if he doesn't like one of your questions.
I know. I'm kind of glad there's a little bit of a barrier here. If if I say a keyword or you say a keyword where he just lunges over the top of the desk.
We're not that good at dog trainers, and I don't think he's interested in that.
No. 120 pounds, you said, right?
Yeah.
That's a food bill.
He's a big teddy. He's a big teddy bear.
That's a food bill for you.
Oh yeah. The food. Yeah, it costs a pretty penny, but he's worth it. No, there's any piece of furniture, bed, whatever. But we don't. You know, he's good with food on the counter except for butter. He loves butter. If you leave butter out, it's gone.
That's good to know. All right. Well, I won't butter you up with these questions. Of course, you're the Wild general manager, but you're also the general manager for the U.S. national team, and you have the call on who'll be wearing red, white, and blue at the upcoming Olympics. And some guys have really made a push to get your attention, especially at the World Championships. This spring, for those that don't know much about this tournament, some guys skip it because it's at the end of the season, you've gone through the first round of the playoff, then you're eliminated, then all of a sudden you're asked to fly overseas. But you had some notables join Team USA, and they came away with the gold medal for the first time since 1933.
Yeah, and that was a really big moment. And we've really started to push our players to go. We know it's a big commitment. We know it's a lot of time. But it's such a great experience, and we've put more of an importance on the World Championships. And you know, we did. We had some players that went over that didn't quite make the Four Nations tournament, like in the highlight right here, like Tage Thompson, Clayton Keller, guys like that went over, and they led the way. And this is you know, I know it's not the most popular tournament in the United States, but this is a huge moment. If the European teams win this, they have parades. They close down their capital cities. Like, this is a massive tournament, and I'm extremely proud of that group. And Jeff Kelty was the general manager for that team, and he did a great job. And Ryan Warsofsky was the head coach. They just had a great thing going, and I'm really happy that they did that. Proud of them.
All right, and then previous to that was the Four Nations face-off, which you alluded to this past winter, and it took over the entire sports world. Everybody was watching this as your team in Canada went at it, and they took this exhibition to a whole nother level. The intensity went off the charts, but you've been quoted already as saying that it may be a different lineup this time for the Olympics. Why would that be? I
mean, it could be. You know, we have, you have to take the players that are playing well, and you can't just say, oh, we're going to go right again with that same exact team. There are going to be injuries that probably happen, so we have to be ready for everything. You know, the team performed extremely well. You know, we fell one goal short, but we were really proud of the team. And in the end, Canada won that tournament, but the big winner for that was the game of hockey.
Absolutely.
The attention that it got, you know, just the popularity of the sport, you know, got a shot in the arm. Everything about that 2-week period for the Four Nations face-off was positive.
Were you surprised that it exploded like it did?
Yeah, I was. It was incredible. You know, the first game against Canada, you know, I had no idea what was going to happen. But, you know, you see Matthew Tkachuk out there, Brady Tkachuk, and JT Miller, and, you know, the fireworks went off right away. I was like, oh, boy, this is something. And it just kept building and building and building. And it was probably the highest level hockey I had ever seen.
Thanks to Lando for putting up with my questionings. It's very kind of him.
Yeah, I think he likes you.
That's a win. That's a win for me. All right, back with Twins.